So these I planted, I don't remember exactly when, I'd say from mid-June to early July. They've done pretty well, kind of slower to get started than I would have liked. Not a huge fan of the fuchsia, rockin' fuchsia salvia. It's gotten going a little better now. The petunias did get budworms, so I had to spray for those. But the sun and the wind actually haven't been too bad out here. This is the Rockin' Deep Purple Salvia with the Color Blaze Coleus. Some Epomia I got from Dutch Heritage, and the Espresso Superbells Petunia. You can see there's kind of a gap right here where a piece broke off, but it wasn't too bad. Tied it up because, as you can see, the pot is just not big enough for... There's 2 Rockin' Deep Purple Salvia in there. Probably could have just put 1, honestly. Yesterday, unfortunately, here's the other one. We had kind of a windy day, and I would say the Rockin' Deep Purple Salvia can get a little bit brittle or top heavy, but a chunk of this one unfortunately broke out of that. So I think bigger pots will help. That is definitely something I'm doing next summer, bigger pots, but also maybe like staking them somehow for support, like with those little loop stakes or something. But otherwise, they've been outstanding performers. These pots look amazing. Definitely a fan of the Proven Winners brand. This giant cabbage Mom got at Lowe's early. She had it in her spring pot, and it was maybe 2.5 to 3 inches across. You can tell it's huge now, and it got some caterpillars. Possibly they were budworms at one point in the year, but it has grown. After I pulled them off the back of the leaves, it has grown so much that you can't even see that damage. The spurge I got at Dutch Heritage. Haven't been as impressed with that variety as with Proven Winners. Also got the Vining Geranium as 1 hanging basket at Proven Winner, or at Dutch Heritage. This is, I think, maybe 2 pieces I yanked out of that hanging basket. They've gotten quite large. Another sweet potato vine, also from Dutch Heritage. And in this pot, still alive, we have, you can see, Mexican heather that did okay in this pot, I think because it was pretty protected and shaded by the other plants. The other pots I bought it for, it didn't make it. This one, that's a lie, a bit of a lie. This one has it, but it's not blooming as well. Again, this is more Dutch Heritage purchase. The sweet potato vine in this pot died very early on, but the pot filled in okay, so it doesn't look terrible. Another sweet potato vine that is doing very well for itself. And the Mexican heather in this pot died, so I just yanked it out or clipped it back, I don't remember. But the spurge just have not been super happy with. I think Proven Winners Diamond Mountain or Diamond Frost would have been better. Side note, I've had this all last summer, stuck it in the house over the winter and completely ignored it, and it's done pretty well for itself this summer. This is Purple Heart. I'm going to take in and overwinter. This had 2 Mexican heather plants in with it. Both of them died. It was out there on the concrete, and I think it just was getting too much sun and heat, and so I moved it up here. It's been pretty happy. My Purple Scimitars Tropicandra I stuck out here because it was practically dead in the house, and it has come back big time, but I'm going to stick that back in the house. This is a Coleus I did not divide or do literally anything with all summer. It got kind of weird looking at one point. I don't know if it got budworms also or not, but I did spray it with the Captain Jack's dead bug, and it kind of, to me, looks better than it was. Hanging pots have done pretty well for themselves. These are just like out by the patio, wave petunias, and then sweet potato vine. I feel like I put, oh, and a spurge is in there as well. I want to say I put 6 of the little, 6 petunias maybe. I'm not 100% on that. Same deal on this one. These got budworm bad in June. I'd say early to mid-June, and I thought they were going to die. I didn't get figured out what I needed to do with the Captain Jacks until kind of too late, and they were bad, but they bounced back amazingly. Highly recommend. Very happy with them. Pretty fragrant flowers too, which I've really enjoyed. And this, I'm not sure how well this is going to show up. It's getting dark. This, it started getting cold at night. I think these don't like anything really lower than 55 degrees. We've been getting down to like 44 or so. And this also, like, the salvia took some wind damage, so there's like a chunk of petunia missing out of this. I feel like the spurge actually did pretty well in this pot. Like, it fanned out better than it did in the other pots and kept its petals on better. But that obviously doesn't look great. And then my last purchase of the summer, I think, I put this, it's like pineapple rum coleus or something in there. I got it as just a little 4-inch pot over at McCord's to fill in. You can see it's gotten enormous, of course, but to fill in the pot that I had pansies in that just petered out earlier this year. So that's my pots tour.